Yeah, fade and follow, no brakes, full throttle, no units left, still stacking the bottle. Sports talk, bets drop, odds spin like lotto. Tune in, plug in, feel the vibes, it's colossal. Bets cooking, chef in the kitchen, line so tight, got precision in the vision. Spreads a razor blade, bankrolls division. Underdog barking, sniffing superstition. Tails never fails, heads flip, superstardom. Stakes weigh heavy like bricks in the garden. Pocket empty, hearts are Spartan. No units left, still betting regardless. Fade and follow, ride the highs, hit the hollow. Stacks fall fast, then you rebuild tomorrow. Fade and follow, where the wise men waddle. Win or lose, man, we live by the motto. Fade and follow.
All right, and welcome back to another episode of Fade and Follow. I'm your host, No Units Left. Right now we're watching the Dodgers in Toronto Blue Jays game. Blue Jays need to score a little bit more runs. 3-1 is still a close game. I've been saying this. They need to score a lot of runs. They did the night before, not the 8 that I've been saying, but they did put up 6. So that helped their case actually a lot. And then jumped out to an early lead against Blake Snell with back-to-back homers. So now it's the top of the 6. Top of the 6 now. 3-1 is the score. So I'll be watching that and recapping the game as it goes. And then also, I just did a live bet, minus 7.5 Timberwolves, minus 115. Yeah, we'll see. I'll update as that goes as well, but I mean, nothing really to talk about there. I just, set it and forget it. So minus 7.5. I just took the Timberwolves. No hockey for the system doesn't have another play until the 31st. Again, it's easy to follow based on the last picks I gave. Then you should know the system by now. But that's the system. I've been following this. I've been doing this. So yeah, it's 8-8 Timberwolves. Timberwolves just nailed the 3. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about with LSU and what just happened tonight or today. And then also, I don't think there's anything to talk about baseball, but then give my picks. I'll give any hockey picks that I have for the upcoming weekend, and then also fill everybody in for, I don't have any basketball plays. I don't do that. But college basketball starts next week, and I'm excited. I'm excited for college basketball. I can't wait. I've already dug in a little bit. I'll do some, rants and then talk about college basketball and then talk about football, college football, and NFL. So, the rant is really about LSU Governor Jeff Landry a little bit, and then mostly the LSU fans. So 2 things based on what he said. There's a couple things that he said that weren't wrong, but he also said the things that I have no issue with you saying as a governor, but do not get involved with LSU. If you're on the board, fine, which he probably is, most likely is, based off what I'm seeing, but it doesn't help, coaches at all that are trying to go to the school and you're interacting and then going to interfere. It's not your job. It's the AD's job. It's the AD's job to hire and then maybe get it passed through the board. Sure. Like, hey, look, this is the coach that we're looking at. But if you want him to be that transparent, sure, by all means. But don't say that Scott Woodward is not going to be hiring the next football coach. People are, I'll get into the people online. Jeff Landry, stay out of it. Just focus on the politics. You can talk LSU football. You can say that, but do not make executive decisions like that. That's going to drive almost every football coach away because you're going to interfere, and it's like, what is LSU doing? Again, it's not LSU, it's the board of directors. So LSU can, come out with a statement that, he's not gonna, be a part of this, or he will be, but he has no control over what LSU does. So that's concerning, and I didn't like that. Now, What I have an issue with is all these LSU fans, or not LSU fans, I should say, my fellow fans. I should say the the ones that don't know the situation, that don't do research, that don't know what's going on, quick to jump and make conclusions, without any facts and all that. The issue and the problem I have with is people saying Scott Woodward hired Jimbo Fisher and hired Brian Kelly. At the time, Jimbo Fisher, like, he has no control over what the coaches do in their given position. He's there to make a splash, and that's what everybody is looking for at the time. Everybody's looking for the splash. Everybody wants to splash. Everyone doesn't want, a Billy Napier hire. Look how that turned out. Can you imagine if he turned out now? Granted, his buyout would have been high, but it's not a splash at the end of the day. He's put in the position to make, try to make splashes as best as he can. What Scott Woodward has done with LSU overall has been great. What he's done with football has been okay, but it hasn't panned out. Granted, now, so going back to Texas A&M, when he was there, he was also at Washington and hired Chris Peterson. Chris Peterson at the time was Boise State's head coach. I didn't think Chris Peterson would be leaving Boise State at all. He had it made and all that, but instead it gets pulled from Washington. At the time, was a great hire. That's who you would want as your head coach, especially in Washington at the time. So he did a good job there. I think it was great. I mean, you can't control what happens in Washington. He was better for Boise and what they are, the 13-1s. Having that 13-1s in the system at Washington did not work out, but I think it's the best Washington has been in forever. Put them in position to win. Like, just because the national championships didn't come, it's hard to win in Washington, and people are realizing that now. I know Kalen DeBoer did that, but it's also luck of the draw. So going back, so then he goes to Texas A&M, hires Jimbo Fisher, which turned out to be a great hire at the time, because no one saw Jimbo Fisher leaving Florida State, or maybe they did. I can't remember. It's been so long ago when this happened, when it all went down. I mean, Texas A&M fans are not looking for the same with LSU fans. We're not looking for just like another hire, just a Billy Napier hire per se. They want that sexy hire. They got the sexy hire, didn't pan out. It's not Scott Woodward's fault. What he can do now, it is his fault. You can say with the money, sure, that is his fault, but you want the coach to come here and do all they can. It isn't his fault though with the money, because he didn't extend him. He was already gone. He was gone at LSU. So whoever that AD and the board was and forced the hand, that's what happened there. So they gave him the $9 million per year extension. So ups his per year income, and then has this huge buyout. Now, what Scott Woodward did not do that. He just got him for the $75 million, and then it turned into more mil after the extension, which Jimbo did a good job to start, and then got the extension, and then it was just bad from there. This is the same thing with Brian Kelly. And also what he did for Texas A&M, hired Buzz Williams. No one thought Buzz Williams would be leaving Marquette to go to Texas A&M either, and turn Texas A&M around. He really did as basketball program that to be looked at nationally a little bit, and got some great recruits. Now LSU men's basketball will never be that, but Scott Woodward is at least trying. But it's hard to attract any coach to LSU at all for basketball. I don't know why. It just what it is. Basketball, LSU is not a basketball school, not a men's basketball school at all. And there's nothing a coach can do about it. Will Wade was as close as we come since Joe Brady, and so there's or John Brady, excuse me, and it is what it is. We're just not going to be a basketball school, but we produce good talent and okay talent, but at the end of the day, we're just not a basketball school. I mean, it is what it is. Will Wade, had the opportunity, but went down with the sinking ship. Now, going back to Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly, Scott Woodward got Brian Kelly. At the time, was considered a splash hire. No one thought he would leave Notre Dame, and it was at the time a great hire. There's people saying, I'm checking people's old tweets saying, excited for this Brian Kelly area, or I'm skeptical and all this. But then in 2023, when he beats 2022 beats Bama, people are excited about that. People got excited. They're like, I can't wait now to see what next season looks like. He's impressed me. He's a good good coach. So is that Scott Woodward's fault? Did Scott Woodward make a good hire? Yeah, he did, and now he has no control. At the time, he has no control over them getting rid of Tommy Moffitt, who was the best strength and conditioning coach across America. I believe that because Scott Cochran came from Tommy Moffitt's school. Scott Cochran was Alabama's strength and conditioning coach, and then rest is history. So there you go. I mean, Tommy Moffitt, who's been the godfather of LSU strength and conditioning, leaves. Brian Kelly lets him go. Ends up being a sinking ship there, but has a good season and then gets rid of the OC, and promotes Joe Sloan. And again, does Scott Woodward have the decision over that? No. Makes it. So hires Blake Baker. The fans all wanted him. He gets Blake Baker. He's done everything he can to please the fan base, but at the end of the day, it's not him. It wasn't him. So it's not Scott Woodward making these decisions. It's Scott Woodward paying them, but Brian Kelly's doing this. It's all Brian Kelly. So get mad at Brian Kelly. You could get mad at the money for Scott Woodward, but don't get mad. Don't get mad that he didn't pan out. It's not Scott Woodward's fault that it didn't pan out. It's on Brian Kelly. Get mad at Brian Kelly. Get mad at Scott Woodward for the money, but don't get mad at him for what he's done overall. He's elevated the LSU brand overall, based on his other hires that he made. He's turned the gymnastics program around. The gymnastics program won a national championship, which now being seen nationally. He's also got LSU baseball back to the top. Hired Jay Johnson. Made a splash with Jay Johnson. Got him over from Arizona after they won on a College World Series run and lost, and then brought him over, and then won 2 national championships with him in 3-4 years. What else did? And then hires Kim Mulkey. Gets Kim Mulkey from Baylor. I mean, come on. That's 3 splashes right there. Or that's 2 other splashes right there. LSU brand is up a notch. It wins a national championship. Kim Mulkey wins a national championship at LSU. LSU is now getting recruits for basketball, women's basketball, which they haven't gotten forever. It's been a while since LSU has been on top. It hasn't been since the Sylvia Fowles and the Simone Augustus days. Women's basketball is now on top, and back then, women's basketball for LSU, they had fans selling out the arena, and now fans are coming back. People are excited about basketball when we're good. We've been so mediocre in both men's and women's for so long. Women's is now on top. Will Wade was getting us there until he was gone, until he left, which is not again Scott Woodward's fault per se, but someone had to go down with the sinking ship, and baseball and football are king. But anyways, so LSU is a sports school, and it got elevated that much further. So LSU is now back on top, or not on top, but like the brand is now elevated. People want to go to LSU, not just for football, for all the other sports again. It's now like women want to go there, men, and obviously the men want to go there. They want to be a part of this. They want to be part of national championships, just not just at foot. And the football team still was good, playing good football, exciting football. Jaden Daniels, playing great. We had Jaden Daniels playing great. People wanted to go. Is that's Scott Woodward's doing? So people need to shut the fuck up, own up to it. Scott Woodward's done a great job. Get the fuck over it. And yeah, like it is what it is. Brian Kelly sucked. You know, these are the same people that are saying, "I wish we had Ed Orgeron back." That ran Ed Orgeron out. These are the same people that said, "I want Les Miles back." That ran Les Miles out as well. Like you can't have it both ways. Scott Woodward has done a great job. Get the fuck over it. Get the fuck over it. Scott. I'm excited for the new coaching hire. Jeff Landry, stay out of it. We don't need a governor stepping into this. Maybe for the dollars, but then again, if you have a chance to get Lane Kiffin, get the fuck away. Let us get Lane Kiffin then. It is what it is. Fuck, the Lakers just went on a run. It was like 20-11. Now it's, and then 20, 23, 22, 14. Now it's 25-22. Fuck. All right. This is gonna be a down the wire game. I thought the Minnesota was gonna go on a run here and blow them out, but that's not the case. It's top of 7, 3-1. What a rant! 60-minute rant. Yeah, get the fuck over it, LSU. Certain LSU fans, not all LSU fans. It's just the certain ones that make my blood boil sometimes. I can't wait. I can't wait to see who's the next coach. I hope it's a good one. At the end of the day, they're gonna have my back. I'm gonna have their back, no matter who it is at my school. I'm gonna support them no matter what. Obviously, if it's any of the coaches I mentioned, any one of those coaches, I will be over the moon for, and they'll have my backing till the ship doesn't sail anymore. Like Brian Kelly, like I hated, I didn't enjoy the Brian Kelly hire, but I still supported it at the end of the day because people know more than I do most of the time. I'm just a cat or just a sports fan in general. So yeah, there's coaches I like and don't like. So yeah. Now, obviously, I'm a big Tony Vitello guy. I'll die, on that bridge until he truly does suck. It truly is him. We'll see. I don't know. But I hope it's not the case. But he's got my backing or, my support. Same with the Sharks guy. I don't know if it's him, but I'm still supporting him because he's still dealing with a second year of young talent. I didn't have high expectations in this season, and neither should anybody else. I get it. Winning at the end of the day keeps your job, but it's going to be fucking hard when it is truly a rebuild. Truly 100% a rebuild. It's year 3. If this guy gets fired, I'm going to be a little bit upset because I don't think it's him at the end of the day. He's just dealt what he's been dealt with. So, yeah. This is going to be the same. Now, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Let's not. I don't want this to be a long podcast, but it's already going to be turning into that. Man, LSU, man. God, I wasn't planning on talking about LSU, but thanks a lot, Jeff Landry. Fucking idiot. Stay. Yeah, you made some points. The Donald Trump point was so dumb, not needed, and then also talking about the money. You're right, but dude, like it all that would have been fine if you just didn't mention the Scott Woodward not hiring the AD. Then that right there just turns away all coaches saying, "Hey man, we got control, not you, and we'll have control of this decision." I mean, I get it. We're frustrated, but that line needs to be taken back. You dumbass. Whatever. All right, moving on. Ran over. I don't know. Just makes my skin fucking boil, dude. what to talk about. What to talk about. Um, let's go into NHL. Oh yeah, let's get into that. So the 3 out of the 4 wins were great. So if you didn't follow, obviously not many people listen. The record overall for NHL is 12-7 on the system. The system plays. Um, gave out the Flyers, the Red Wings, Chicago, and the Islanders. With the Islanders, the only team not to win. They're all pretty darn close games. Some are pulled away late as well. So Flyers, Red Wings, and Chicago winning, but Islanders were the only losers. So 12-7 overall on the system plays. There's gonna be other plays I have. Let's see what the date is. I have it up till November 2nd. There's more plays after November 2nd, but this is the only ones I have so far. So I have to do more. I have to move on the system on with the season. Probably hopefully finish it all system plays by this weekend for the rest of the season. But right now, I just have it up to November 2nd. So November 2nd, here are the plays. October 31st, Islanders at the Capitals. Capitals are at home. Capitals are the play. November 1st, this is a crazy one. Avalanche versus the Sharks. The Sharks are the play. Don't know if I'm going to bet that, but we'll see. We'll see. It depends how the Avalanche play the night before. There's a lot to look at on the 31st. So I'll be watching the Capitals and the Avalanche play. Based on that, we'll see how my Sharks play is, if I end up betting it or not, or giving it out the night. But it is part of the system, and the system has the Sharks. Same with the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets at the Islanders. Islanders are the play for November 2nd. Devils versus Ducks. Ducks are the play. And also possible Red Wings. Red Wings are at the Sharks. Red Wings are the play. We'll see TBD. TBD on all these games. Or, excuse me, on the TBD on the Red Wings for Sharks, and TBD on the Avalanche for Sharks overall. Now, that's hockey. That's some hockey talk. Sharks have turned around a bit, though. They got a good offense. They'll have a great offense next year. The defense needs to come around and perform better, and they did. They gave up. There was only the last game. It was so bad for Askarov. There was how many shots on goal? I want to say like 11 or 12 overall in the game. So that were shots on goal. The defense were blocking pucks and not allowing him to get to the goal. So Askarov has to do better. He allowed 4 goals out of the 12. And that's not a good percentage. It's not a good percentage. He needs to make at least 2 of those or 1 of those saves, and we win the game. So that's goalie for you. So that when the defense steps up, the goalie didn't that night. So our goalies need to perform better. Askarov, I know, is young. He's finally getting the playing time, and hopefully it comes around. He needs to start performing better. There's no excuse at this point. Actually, there was some. Before it was defense a little bit. There was no excuse. The defense stepped up. You need to step up, buddy. Start holding people accountable. Okay, that is enough hockey talk. Let's go into the games. I don't have any NBA picks. I didn't make any NBA picks. I didn't make any World Series picks. Oh, I did. I just live bet the Timberwolves -7.5. Sorry, I forgot about that. Minnesota. Let me put that in -7.5 so I don't forget. Track it as a record, but I didn't give it out on Twitter. I've been slacking on Twitter, but I just made a website. So fadeandfollow.com website. I know it's not it's still work in progress, but I hope to start posting blogs, start posting where I'm going to be uploading podcasts as well. So just a site that everybody can come to and hang out and start posting pics, blogging about sports. So getting my thoughts to pen to paper. So with that, the score is now 25-32 Minnesota with 114 left in the first quarter. And the live bet is now up to minus 11.5. Timberwolves, I think it got up to 14, 13 when they're on that run. All right, let's dive into my picks. Let's see. I made picks for college and NFL. Let's see. Let's start with college. Excuse me, it's not Tuesday night. Thursday night. College football. Tulane versus UTSA. Tulane minus 3.5. I don't know why. I like Tulane. I'm a fan of Tulane. This is they're not a bad they're not a bad team. Just one loss to Ole Miss. Ole Miss was a better team. Better team, but they have won every other game, all the other games. I see them beating UTSA here. Why not? So Tulane minus 3.5. Memphis versus Rice minus 14. I feel like the spread should be bigger based on how bad Rice is. I know this is played at home and no one at Rice gives a fuck, but this could be a trap game for Memphis. But I'll buy it. I'll bite. This is Friday night, so Memphis minus 14, and also it's 3-1. Top 7 3-1. One out. Man on first and second. Snell has 112 pitches. Kind of watching the game here. All right, at this point. So I'll keep giving a recap, but if there's sorry, I'm not a Dodgers fan. I did root. We'll talk. You know what? Let me get into that. So this is a good stopping point. Memphis versus Rice. Quick baseball. I am a Giants and A's fan. I hate the Dodgers. I grew up hating the Dodgers. Still do. Hate the Yankees as well. I probably hate the Yankees more. No. Okay. So back in the day, I hated the Dodgers players more back in the day than I do now. I didn't hate the Yankees players as much back in the day, a little bit, but not as much. But I hate the Yankees players more now than I do the Dodgers. Pass ball, man on first and third. One out, 2-2. Okay, here we go. So I hate the Yankees players more now than I do the Dodgers, and plus I feel like the Dodgers Giants kind of lost a little bit because there's not a hateable dude outside of Blake Snell, I guess you can say, since he used to be on the Giants. But they had Yasiel Puig. They had, I guess you can hate Jock Peterson at the time. I didn't really hate Jock Peterson, but some people did. You can. Who else was there? Just more Chase Utley. There you go. Just more unlikable dudes. Now I don't hate Shohei. I don't hate Freddie Freeman. I don't hate Mookie. I don't hate Kike. I don't hate Max Muncy. I don't hate Will Smith. I don't hate Yamamoto. They're not. It has that fire fan wise, but it doesn't have that fire player wise currently. Unless the Giant, I think Tony Vitello can bring it back. We'll see that rivalry a little bit, but there's no bad blood. There really isn't. There's not. I don't have it. I have it more with the Yankees. I do. I fucking hate the Yankees. I can't stand them. I hate fucking Aaron Judge. I hate what's his name, Carlos Rodon. I hate Garrett Cole. I don't really hate Giancarlo Stanton. Can't say I hate him. I hate Volpe. Who's there? Gleyber Torres. Is he on the team anymore? I can't remember. Jazz Chisholm. Yeah. So yeah, I can't stand them. Can't stand the Yankees. Yeah, just unlikable. Max Fried. Yeah, fucking can't stand that dude. But yeah. So yeah, that not a big Yankee. Not so. I hate the Yankees more than the Dodgers, and it sucked because I was more pulling for Shohei and Freddie and more of the players on the Dodgers than I was the Yankees last season when they played. So definitely conflict of interest. So, okay, now rant over. Back to back to the games. Um, Going into Saturday, Miami versus SMU. I see this being a trap game. I really do. I think SMU is going to give them a good run for their money. So I like the plus 12 here. I like it a lot. Penn State versus Ohio State. I I hated the spread. I think they do cover, but interim coach and all that, who knows? And Penn State, new team. I do like the team total over for 31.5 for Ohio State at the end of way more. Vandy versus Texas. I want to bet this game. I don't know, dude. I really don't. I don't know. 2.5 either way. So yeah, I want to take Vandy, but Diego Pavia has proven me wrong time and time again. Uh, Guy's a gamer. Texas may have it figured out. I don't know. I hope Vandy does show up. I may stay away from this game at the end of the day, but I do want to take it, but I just don't know. You know what? We're growing up. I'm not gonna take it, but I will watch. Look at that. Look at that. I made live bet. Actually, there you go. We're late. We're gonna live bet based off vibes. Um, what was it? Where was I going? Oh yeah. Uh, ASU versus Iowa State. I Why is ASU not favored over Iowa State, especially Iowa State's last game? Don't understand that. So I'm gonna take ASU plus 7.5. Yeah, that's my bet. Louisville versus Virginia Tech. Louisville minus 10. UGA versus Florida State or Florida. UGA minus 7. UGA is a better team. Let's just get it. Let's just get that over with. And Virginia Tech sucks. Indiana versus Maryland. I didn't like the spread here. I think this is I think Indiana has proved me wrong. I love Indiana a lot. Maryland hasn't been a bad team. So I think they stay within the number, but I've been wrong again. I've been wrong before. I thought it was a big spread last week, so I'm just gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do? I think Indiana's gonna put up points at the end of the day. So give me the team total over 36.5. That's what I'm doing. Texas Tech minus 7 versus Kansas State. I think Kansas State's terrible, so give me Texas Tech. South Carolina versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss team total over 33.5. I think I think it was also just looking at the spread. I think Ole Miss is a better team. I'm rooting for points. Give me all the points. Purdue versus Michigan. I may live bet this as well. So this was just a live bet. I want it. I have a bad feeling this could be a trap game, but I don't know. We'll see. Oklahoma versus Tennessee. I like Tennessee minus 3 at night. Give me Tennessee minus 3. I like that versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma sucked last week versus Ole Miss. And I think Tennessee is no slouch on offense. So give me Tennessee minus 3. And John Mateer stinks. So yeah, give me that. USC versus Nebraska. I think Nebraska stinks. So give me USC minus 6. I don't care where they're playing. I like USC a lot better. And with that, those are my picks. For college football, Tulane minus 3.5 tomorrow night. Friday night, Memphis minus 14, SMU plus 12, Ohio State team total over 31.5. I will live bet Vandy versus Texas, ASU versus Iowa State, ASU plus 7.5, Louisville minus 10, UGA minus 7, Indiana team total over 36.5. Did I say Ohio State team total over 31.5? I just did. Texas Tech minus 7. Ole Miss team total over 33.5. Live bet Purdue versus Michigan maybe. Tennessee minus 3. USC minus 6. And what that is 57, 79, and 4. 4 and 4 my best bets. Indiana. Who was my best bet? I'm sorry, I had a best bet on there. I think it was actually Indiana team total over 36.5. Yeah, team total over 36.5 because I love that a lot better. And I also think Ohio State over 31.5 as well. So those are my best bets. I don't hate the Ole Miss one either. I think that may make up for 3 team total overs. No, we're gonna stick to 2. Be smart, because I'm 4-4 on my best bets on a losing streak. So fade me. All right, and with that, let's go into NFL. NFL Ravens -9 is my bet for tomorrow night versus the Dolphins. Did I have a player? Did I have a player prop I liked? I should give one at least. Let me see. Let's go to football lines, NFL football. Sorry I missed it. I've been talking to y'all. Blue Jays scored 4-1. Let's see. Did I have a player prop? I think I did. I think I liked Jamar Chase anytime touchdown. Was that right? Versus the Bears, Jamar Chase. Let me double check. It's not giving me. Yeah, no, I don't. I can't give that out. So is it the game prop? No, they don't have that yet. Oh, that's all right. So that may come later. Shit, I mean, like, actually, you know what? If Lamar Jackson is truly back, here's an anytime touchdown scorer. Mark Andrews plus 175 anytime touchdown. If Lamar Jackson's playing, Mark Andrews plus 175 anytime touchdown. I like that. I like that a lot. Mark Andrews anytime TD plus 175. So that's my other bet. That's not my best bet, but Ravens -9 versus the Dolphins. Dolphins, yeah, they came out. They beat up on a bad team. Ravens, I think, are kind of back. They returned a lot of people. So, and if Lamar's playing, considers a wrap. He's gonna get Mark Andrews back in balls. So yeah, Mark Andrews anytime TD plus 175. That's my feeling. Falcons versus Patriots. Falcons -6. Or excuse me, that would have been bad. Patriots -6, and Falcons team total under 19.5. I think the Patriots defense is really good, and especially what happened to the Falcons last week against Miami. Give me the Patriots, especially they're playing and Patriots are playing at home. Consider that a wrap. Broncos versus Texans. I like the Broncos +2. I don't know why, but I do. I have no idea why. I can't tell you why. And then, yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's just the team overall, offensively. I have more confidence in them than I do the Texans at this point. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know. I just like that. I think it. Yeah. Again, I don't know. I just like the Broncos +2. Colts -3 against the Steelers. I think the Colts. If this was a night game, I think I'd take the Steelers, especially with it's been a while since Daniel Jones played on the road at night, so yeah, that's part of it, especially in that stadium. But since it's a day game, I kind of like the Colts a little bit more. So give me Colts -3. 49ers versus Giants. Cam Scatterboo is playing. It's probably a different pick for me. With vibes and everything. But since he's gone, Tracy's okay. I think the 49ers figure it out this week versus the Giants. I think they figure out versus bad teams. So give me 49ers versus Giants. So give me the 49ers -2.5 here. Jags versus Raiders. Okay. Brock Bowers is back. Max Crosby, I think, plays. I like the Raiders +3 at home versus the Jags. I think they get it figured out with Genty. If they don't figure it out on this bye week, then something's truly wrong with the Raiders. And Pete Carroll, honestly, I think something truly is. I think the Raiders got to figure it out, and they're going to come out firing versus the Jags. So give me the Raiders +3. I'll be somewhat shocked. I'll be somewhat shocked if they don't. We don't see a decent Raiders team at least to hang with the number. Jags also need to figure it out with Brian Thomas. Excuse me, not Brian Thompson. Brian Thomas. They need to figure it out. They need to get him going. He's supposed to be your number one. I don't understand. They got to figure it out. Maybe it's a Brian Thomas issue. I don't know. Chiefs versus Bills. This game has gone over a bunch, so give me the over 52.5. I'm rooting for over. I wish this was the night game instead of the Seahawks versus Commanders. I like the Seahawks -3, though. I think they're a better team. I think they're a better team based on what I'm seeing. It doesn't matter if Jaden Daniels is playing or not. I like the Seahawks -3 here. Jaden slightly if he is, but I have more confidence at the Seahawks. I really do. Their defense is legit, and their offense is pretty darn good as well. Jackson Smith is a monster and continues to be. So, let's see. Cardinals versus Cowboys. I like the over for Monday night. Cardinals versus Cowboys over 54. Love that. Oh. Heyo. Bases loaded. 5-1. Bases loaded. Bottom 7. Man, they're still in the 7th inning. I'm gonna get done with this podcast, and this game's still gonna be still go. How much time have I gone? Dang, this is a long podcast, plus the intros and outros, so we're looking at 42 minutes. All right, and with that, though, Cardinals versus Cowboys, I see this being an over game. Cowboys' offense is legit, defense stinks, but Cardinals have a pretty decent defense, and Cardinals have a pretty decent offense, so, points. And with that, my record for NFL is 40-35-2. Best bet 6-4-1. I don't think I have a best bet this week. Is it the Patriots -6? I think it's the Patriots -6. Let me double check. I think it is Patriots -6. Patriots -6 is the best bet. And it's not because it's the Falcons. If the Patriots were playing, honestly, if the Patriots were playing any team, I was going to take them no matter what. And I think the Raiders may be my best bet as well. Raiders +3. Don't let me down, Raiders. So I think I have 2 best bets. I'll double check, and I may have a best bet prop bet, but I don't know. I don't really like any props minus the Mark Andrews anytime TD +175. Win or lose doesn't matter to me. It's just a prop, but I like it a lot. So I'll bet some money on that. So with that, let's go over my picks. Ravens -9, Mark Andrews anytime TD +175. Patriots -6, team total under 19.5 for the Falcons. Broncos +2, Colts -3, 49ers -2.5, Raiders +3, Chiefs versus Bills over 52.5, Seahawks versus Commanders -3. Lastly, Cardinals versus Cowboys over 54. Over 54. I think they got out of that inning because it's commercial. Fuck. All right. Well, shit. I wish I watched that and updated y'all instead of turning my fucking head. Actually, it says my head's been turning. They've been putting up points, putting up runs. So there you go. Do I have anything else? Nope. I will be posting this on my blog or on my website, fadeandfollow.com, and follow me at No Units Left on Twitter. And I don't really post on Instagram anymore. I'll try to post a little bit more, but it's just making posts of my picks. And with that, this is Fade and Follow. I'm your host, No Units Left. Have a good one. Bye for now. No units left, but
but the man got wisdom. Pod mic, hot stats spill like a prism. Breakdowns tighter than a lock in a prison. Favorites of dogs, it's all about decisions. Late night sweat, buzzer beater regret. Overtime hits, ain't no ceilings to the bet. Down to the wire, adrenaline injects. Wallets get bruised, but respect collects. Call it a gamble, call it a thrill. Chasing that feeling, that final kill. Lose your grip, but keep your